Okay, so this paper has, you know, what looks like could be glazing or something if it were not just paper. And so it's got some of this kind of a burnt umber-ish tone to it. And I need to make a glaze that's going to mimic this color so I can bring my paint color, my paper, and everything else all together. So I actually have a burnt umber glaze, but it's too dark. It's way too dark. It doesn't match this perfectly. It's too dark. It would take over the whole piece. So crazy, I know, but this fresh mustard, when you hold it up to this color, gosh, it's really, really close. So I started thinking, what if I married these two together? What if I did that? I actually did a thinned down version of this burnt umber color. I used the Country Chic clear glaze with the burnt umber. Ratio, maybe 4 clear to 1 burnt umber, very thin. And then I took and I poured about a tablespoon of this fresh mustard onto my plate, and then I mixed them together. And this is what I came up with. And what is honestly so crazy, it is perfect. Okay, so I'm looking at this color right down here, if I can grab it. Look at how perfect it is. It's absolutely perfect. It's going to look amazing. Okay, so let's get to some fun here. I'm gonna start glazing. I have my concoction here, ready to go. I have a ripped off piece of sea sponge. I have my clear glaze with another piece of sea sponge. And then I just mixed a little of the vanilla frosting paint into the glaze, and you'll see kind of how that works. I'm going to start with the umber yellow combo, and I'm just gonna start layering it in. The sea sponge makes a really neat mark, but what you wanna do is make sure that you keep turning it, because you don't want this to say, I was put on by a sponge, right? The sponge painting of the 1980s is not what we're looking for. Blend it a little bit. And it's just random where you're gonna put it, because this is a building process. So you're gonna come in and build on top of it. You're gonna remove some. You'll take your clear glaze, dunk it right in, and then this is gonna help remove a little bit, and then it's gonna help blend this a little bit. Now this is gonna look dark, but don't worry, you have your vanilla frosting glaze at the ready. So you can see it's just removing some, and then I can take what's left of the sponge and just pull it over. So you're getting a whole bunch of dimension, because some places are dark and some places are a little bit lighter. So this is the vanilla frosting glaze. I probably did 1 part vanilla frosting to 4 parts glaze. And I'm gonna get in there and layer that a bit. And you can see how these, the stencil letters are kind of getting covered up. You can always use that clear glaze to get back in here and remove some of this. But it is really fun to just start layering. There's all kinds of ways to apply your glaze. I'm applying it like this because I want this to look like it's old and kind of rusty crusty, and that these letters are underneath it, ready to be discovered. One of the main reasons that I put the coat of clear glaze on before I started using the colored glazes is that glaze manipulates really well on top of glaze. So It's a smoother surface to work on. Even though I top coated this paint already, the glaze is still a lot smoother. And you can kind of glide it on a little bit easier. I do not want a ton of the glaze in the paper, just enough to make it a little bit cohesive. There's already that color in this paper pulling through all over the place, and so I just want a really, really nice balance. I've got the clear glaze now, and I'm pulling some off, and then I can bring some of that up here. It's not like full strength, so it's exactly what I'm looking for. Coming in with the vanilla frosting glaze. All right, this is almost done. I'm just really gonna focus and concentrate on these doors and then the big secretary door down here. It might happen that your sponge starts falling apart, so I just grabbed another piece of sponge here. This gets pretty sticky. Look at my glove. All right, I think she's done. I just put one more coat of the clear glaze over the whole thing, and I'm gonna let it dry. I'm definitely gonna come back and assess if I need to add any more lights, any more darks, and then I'm gonna put the pills on and call it a day.